Oh, damn it. Damn it, damn it, and damn it. I've gone and done it again, my dear viewers. Press the wrong button. I'm going to take the back alley to avoid the noise and to also give you a glimpse of the famous Etobicoke graffiti that abounds these beautiful walls. So, a lot to be said about graffiti art, and if you really want to hear a spiel on that, then go to my most popular video. It's called Colombian-Graffiti. I've got two. One has 3,000 hits, one has 2,000 hits. One is just static shots of literally hundreds of photos of graffiti from all over Bogota. And me riding my bike. Oh, actually, the static one just plays, and then you've got Eminem or Dr. Dre. What is it again? God damn it. Eminem, Dr. Dre. Oh yes! Guilty Conscience. Din 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 dum 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 dum. But what I was really saying is that I got to get to the mosque. So we're at Islington, which is that street over there, and Lakeshore Boulevard. Lakeshore Boulevard's behind me. Coming up here is Birmingham Street. Nobody cares. I care because napalm death's from Birmingham. Anyhow, even stuff like this, right? A bit minimalist perhaps, but still very telling. Everything anyone does says everything about them. How about that? Everything about you says everything about you. Anything about you says everything about you. Right? You'd be like, well, what about how good looking I am? Well, that's an arbitrary thing. I don't mean something like that. I mean things that you affect, things that you do, or things that you've let happen to you. You didn't let your good or bad looks happen to you. That's just a given, right? So if a person looks great, oftentimes people will assume that blah, 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 they're amazing and all have all these superior qualities, etc. More often than not, it turns out that that's the case, right? How's the work coming along, man? Good, good. So, getting back to the more important question, the expansion of the universe in the Quran, right? All kinds of amazing stuff in the Quran. Like, to say that the Quran doesn't, and look at this oddity right here, nuke something, N-U-K-E, very interesting stuff. It's good stuff, right? So, yeah, to say that there's scientific stuff in the Quran, or that, okay, so the ultimate is Maurice Bucaille, B-U-C-A-I-L-L-E. Now, the man was a French scientist, and he wanted to, and did in fact, he wanted to, I wanted to pretend that was my perms. I'm getting manic. I might as well admit it, dear viewer. I have this thing called bipolar syndrome, apparently. And it happens when I smoke weed or take XX vitamins, Amway vitamins. Or if I smoke e-cigarettes for an extended period of time. I mean, I'm wasting the point of this whole clip. But I did want to continue what I was saying. 5-HTP is another thing that does it for me. If anyone out there is depressed and is not bipolar, right? As in, you don't have manic episodes where you're not sleeping and where you're jabbering and full of energy and feel like you're Superman, as in me right now. Not really super though, right? Anyhow, try 5-HTP. 5-HTP is what you find in turkeys, and it helps create serotonin in your brain. There's 5-HTP and there's tryptophan. Tryptophan is found in turkeys. 5-HTP is 5-hydroxytryptophan. The two of them combine, and you end up, what? You end up smiling. Why? Because serotonin is the happy drug. What the pharma companies, and therefore doctors, tell you is that, well, it's dopamine. Like cocaine is a dopamine inhibitor, and therefore they've come up with something called Wellbutrin, which is essentially this trying to replicate what cocaine does, I guess, right? nowhere near as strong, of course, and nowhere near as effective or anything like that in terms of making you feel happy. Hang with pharmaceuticals is that they want you to suffer from a chronic ailment. Their business model, in order for the business to survive as an entity and grow, is that you need to keep buying their pills. Therefore, they need to diagnose you with a chronic ailment, which is to say that they take care of your symptoms and they don't actually cure your disease. You got to be a retard taking methamphetamines, a handful of methamphetamines 4 to 5 times a day, not to have clued into that one by now. And it's not to say pharmaceutical people are bad or doctors are, it's just a business, right? It's a corporation. It's created to serve a purpose, which is to make money, and that's all it is, right? Money, in a sense, does make the world go round. It makes the material world go round, right? So here's my mosque, and when we look at the mosque as Shias, we say, Assalamu alaikum ya Aba Abdullah. I like picking up stuff in the junk, right? And people are like, why do you do stuff like that? There's all kinds of cool stuff here. Why would you throw stuff like this away? Right? Why would you throw stuff like this away? At least put it out so that someone else who wants to can have a look at it if they want. You know what I mean? There might be some kid. If these were my size, I'd be so into taking them. I'm into taking this. This is perfect for me. I go jogging, I put this around my head, and then I can keep my earphones in. And besides, I like cool stuff like this, so I'll throw it in my wash. This jacket I'm wearing, I just shot a video of me finding this jacket. Look at this thing. This thing rules, man. You know what I mean? Put it out so people can see it. That's my whole thing. Anyway, I know you think I'm a dirty cretin and that I'm fit to be shot. There's a cop over there. I love bugging cops. They're like the, hey, copper, 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 copper. That's a good copper. Make sure you put that in the ashtray. So, yeah, anyhow, we see a mosque and then we say, Assalamu alaikum ya Aba Abdullah. Peace be upon you, O the son of the servant of Allah. And Aba Abdullah is Imam Husain's epitaph. In any case, I don't have time to finish off my video. I want to talk about the creation of the universe in terms of, if it has not always existed forever, then it came into being, ergo was created, as in it was caused by something else. So what could have caused this whole universe to come into existence, right? Now, Imam Sadiq, peace be upon him, the only thing I wanted to say, I might as well just say it. I'm already late in my prayers, but this is pretty important, right? Imam Sadiq, peace be upon him, what I've been trying to say for the last couple of videos is that he said, he's talked about all these things, right? So he talked about a molecule, let's say, that comes into being. A molecule, everything came into being at some point from something else. If you say, well, energy may not be created or destroyed but can only go from one form to the next, you're going back to the whole thing of, well, it's been around forever and it's just been transforming from one thing to the next. 75 Birmingham Street. But that's not the case. I mean, that's absurd. You might as well believe in God if you're going to believe in a universe that's been around forever and all this kind of stuff, and that, you know, is inexplicable. What does it mean it's been around forever? Oh, look at that squirrel. It's just lying. It's doing a Snoopy on the top of that fence. Hey, you think you're a damn beagle? You think this is Peanuts circa 79? Huh? You think Charles Schultz is going to come out of the woodwork and... Uh-oh. I frightened the young thing. Oh, why are you doing a Snoopy? It's not bizarre. I've never seen a squirrel do something like that before. Anyhow, so molecule comes into being. Now, here's the thing. Molecule follows certain properties, has certain properties, follows certain laws. Hello. If you're smart, you'll already have clued into what I'm saying. Molecule follows, has a certain size, dimensions, color, texture, smell, whatever, physical properties, and they're everywhere. What do you think you're up to? All right. He's like, none of your business, and he scurries off. This one, though, this one is looking for trouble. Hey, you're looking for trouble, you found it. You understand? This is not Squirreland, and you're not Captain Commando, commander of nut gathering and other idyllic pastimes. The question is, all of these properties and laws and characteristics that the molecule, first of all, the real question that the Imam posed, wow, there's a whole garrison of, like, it looks like priest trainees going up the way there. You won't be able to see them in the distance. I wish I had zoom on this damn thing. I think Android has zoom on it. That's maybe one thing Android does better than iPhone. Actually, the truth be told, iPhone is a superior operating system. iPhone is beaten, like iOS, I believe, is trumped only by something like mainframe operating system or Linux, let's say, on the desktop world. Linux has an uptime of 99.999%. It's down for only 5 minutes a year, versus Windows. We're so used to it, but it crashes like 7 times a day, basically, on average or something like that. I mean, just if you think that sounds too much, just try it out. You'll see at least 7 error messages today. Trust me on that one. Anyhow, so the molecule comes into being. The question is, let's say the molecule created itself. So has the universe been around forever? No. So therefore it came into being? Yes. Therefore it was created. And the person will be like, what do you mean created, man? Well, something caused it to happen. Yes? Yes. Something other than itself. He's like, maybe, maybe not. It becomes another question. So, okay, the universe has not been around forever. To consider it to be an ad infinitum existent is absurd. There can only be one such thing, by the way. Do you understand what I just said? There can only be one thing that has been around forever, right? It's just like saying, Imam Sadiq, peace be upon him, was talking to a dualist, and he said, if there's 2 gods, then the difference between them, either they're exactly identical or they're exactly the opposite. I don't know why, but it makes a lot of sense. And if there's any difference between them, that becomes a third god. That's how expanded the mindset of our holy imams, peace be upon them, was with regards to these kinds of questions. And we pretend like, we're all living in the dark ages and no one asks about these kinds of things, right? People think that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his family, just came up to people and threatened to kill him or something, and they became Muslim. How stupid can you be? You must be an idiot. You must be that guy on meths, right? Anyhow, so the point I'm trying to make is this. Let's say the universe came into being and we've arrived at that as a certain conclusion in our minds. And we say we start splitting hairs. Was it created? Okay, let's say it was caused into being, or the alternative is, so the question is, did it cause itself or not? To say it caused itself, this is the question Imam Sadiq was asking, peace be upon him. To say the universe caused itself is problematic and stupid, quite frankly, because you ask yourself, well, did it... Tell me this, he asked the man, peace be upon him. He said, peace be upon him, did the molecule create itself before it was created or after it was created? Did it create itself before or after it was created? It couldn't have created itself before it was created. And to create itself after it was created is ad absurdum, he said, peace be upon him. So, there you go. And then with regards to the stuff it does, its physical textures, its properties, the laws, characteristics, equivalencies, whatever, where did all that stuff come from? Did it just pop into being and decide to do something it wanted and make all this stuff up? Come on, think about it for a second. More important than the molecule is the properties of the molecule, right? And then think, very simply, the person who created, or the being that created all those properties, do you think that being is bound by those same properties? So if God created color, and he created mass, and he created dimensions, and he created physical properties, how is it possible that he's bound by those same things? It's just like if you draw a 2-dimensional figure, and you expect it to understand your 3rd dimension. A 2-dimensional figure cannot understand 3D. And because 3D is just outside of the conception of 2D. It's so simple. And yet people don't understand these things. I mean, the thing is this. With regards to empirical data and all this nonsense, empirical data, empirical schmata, the more valuable something is, the less empirical data there is of it. Rather, the less there is of it, and then it gets to the point that you don't even see it. So diamonds are the most valuable thing. Where are the diamonds? I don't see them. Does anyone see them? I don't see them. And what is more important than diamonds? Hello, feelings, emotions, love, integrity. Can you measure any of that? Are you going to tell me that doesn't exist? See you later. Appreciate your comments. Over and out.